All right, good evening. So we are going to look at, just to give you context, I'm looking at the theory of social cognitive theory, specifically self-efficacy. And so my learner outcomes are based on that in the sense of two activities that involve helping students build self-confidence around using one, which is analyzing maps, charts, and graphs, which is a very important content standard that the state of Michigan says you need to have. The second one is analyzing primary and secondary sources, and so those are two things. So students today are going to be working with a map, which I will go over in a moment, and a primary and a secondary source for analysis. So, if I were to teach this class and I would be walking in and we would say, okay class, we remember we were talking about World War I and the causes of leading into World War II. So you have our learner outcome is by the end of this activity, students will be able to identify the ethnic groups that lost land after the Treaty of World War I, known as the Treaty of Versailles. So what I did is I gave students two maps. First map is Europe before World War I in 1914. And what it is a political map, so it shows the geographic boundaries for each country prior to World War I. After the war, the boundaries changed. The people who lived in there, the ethnic groups, the nation peoples, actually did not move, but the governments changed. So the goal of this activity is to show students how to compare and contrast by using analysis of maps, charts, and graphs in color coding, using and showing how the geographic boundary names have changed, but the people who live there have not. And that's going to lead to tensions during what we call the interwar years, which leads to a rise in nationalism, and that is a content standard for history. So, students, if you would like to look at the map, and I'd like you to start with Germany. And as you look at Germany, notice the size of Germany is going to change from World War I to after World War I. I would like you to shade in the differences between the two maps to show this change. So we'll pause it at this point.